I think coming from music festivals, and I don't know if Evan would agree, but I think RFID technology with wristbands and parking passes and everything we've done works pretty damn well, and I've seen it work very well in a lot of cases. And as I'm making the transition to sports, one of my biggest hurdles is that people want to see their faces printed on their credentials, and that is taking up a lot of time, space, resources. Now we have to have certain credentials that can be receptive to printing. We have to have printers. We have to have people to do the printing. We have to have all of these things. And now all of a sudden we've lost all of our budget, all of our bandwidth for any kind of tech access control, because we're printing people's faces and their names on their credentials. And, you walk around these leagues in a lot of these offices and you see a lot of guys and all their credentials are hanging up on their cubicle with their names on them. And I can't get past that to even get to the tech, because their face, they want to see their face on their credential. And we did 25,000 credentials at the New York City Marathon this year, and we had a big wrap-up call, and I was like sort of ready to hear a lot of feedback, because we made a lot of changes and all of this. And the only feedback that I got was that there was a certain credential type that people's pictures didn't get printed on it, and they were bummed about it.
Oh wow.
So
we call it jewelry in the business.
Right. So that's something that I'm trying to get past. And I've had this conversation with Justen a couple of times. I know that, like, how do we get past that? Because I don't think it's actually that secure. I don't think the security guard is looking to say, oh, you want to get in here? Let me look and make sure the photo on your credential matches your face. They're not doing that. So what's the point of printing somebody's photo on their credential? And how do we get past it so we can get to scannable technology? Because they're doing it at music festivals, for the most part, and it's they're used to it. It's working.
I honestly think it's gonna be a hybrid, Jill. It's probably gonna come down to a hybrid of, because you need the speed and the accessibility of the RFID to get into an event, but you still need the visual for the $10 an hour security guards, or the overly paranoid league security, or the vet security to have that.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be a hybrid.
But when you're in the NBA and the NFL, you have the budget to do both. And when you're the little guy, you don't. You got to pick. And unfortunately, when you're right now, the face on the credential is winning those budget wars, and it's a bummer. We and Jill and I had this argument. We don't say it's an argument. We had this debate at the New York Marathon for a few minutes. It was quite illuminating, but it's a struggle. It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's standard protocol for us. That the bare minimum, even before access, it is who are you and what's your face. So it's on the credential, and that's what it'll always be that for us. I wish it could be one where it was just different colors, and you just hand out your staff. You get a staff color. Purple is vendor, whatever the case. It definitely makes the life easier. Mark, that cool LCD credential idea, definitely shopped around and saw the dollar amount around that, and that kind of just killed it there.
Yeah.
But back to Jill's point on RFIDs and scanning of credentials, I think that works awesome. We even do barcodes and QR codes on ours, so we've done different varieties there. Tech wise, I think the biggest thing is what makes the operator's job easier, 2, the person uploading credentials easier, and then 3, that $10 an hour guard makes their life easier to process it. Those 3 kind of endpoints of credentialing are the struggles, and we can know our access control plan really well with the 29 zones and different colors and timings and all those pieces around it, but if the guy at the gate doesn't get it, it doesn't really matter much, and it all goes out the window.
We're only as good as our worst security guard.